So good afternoon, everyone. I would like to welcome all the attendees of this session. And now I've got the privilege to introduce the speakers of the day. As you can see on the screen, we have Mr. Bhaskar Mitra, Professor Bhaskar Mitra, Dean and Head of School of Fashion, Lovely Professional University. A fashion alumni of National Institute of Fashion Technology. He also did his master's in business administration and second master's in fashion and textile from Nottingham Trent University, UK. Also did his design and management from University of Arts, London. He's not only an academician, but also an artist with flavor of fashion and handicraft design. He has real-time industry experience. He has to his credit more than 36 design consultancy projects assisting the Development Commissioner Handicrafts under the Ministry of Textile, Government of India. I welcome you, sir.
Thank you.
We also have with us Mr. Rajat Bhattacharya, Executive Board Member, Fashion, LPU. Over 43 years of experience in international apparel and fashion industry, marketing, sourcing, PPC, and the luxury retail industry. Worked and lived in India, Italy, USA, and Bangladesh. So, whole lot of experience and good amount of wisdom is going to interact with you all. We also have with us, you can see a face between both of us. Dr. Kavisha, Assistant Professor, Lovely Professional University, having more than 10 years of experience, having more than 12 international publications, and also won Best Smart Education Award from Ministry of Urban Affairs. Madam is going to actually save your money. She's going to talk about scholarship. She is going to give you a lot of scholarship. She is going to show you a little bit of infrastructure, how to take admission, and taking up the queries or regarding the admissions. So remember the face, she's going to save the money for you. Okay, I welcome you, madam.
Thank you so much, sir.
So over to Mr. Bhaskar for the content of the day. Over to you, sir.
Thank you, Professor Rishiji. Thank you so much. So I welcome students, and this is the weekend we are having, and I think I've got good time to understand what exactly LPU Fashion Department is doing at present. So you can see a beautiful campus with lavish green area and the best infrastructure that you can afford at this reasonable cost for the fees that Professor Rishi was talking about. You can bet that this can be one of the best platform for you. So you can see there are two of the buildings, the infrastructure we talk about, 1A and 1B block. So fashion has been there in the university for last 15 years. So it's not a new school, it's one of the oldest school. And we have started from block 1A, where you have got all the technical labs, which is related to cutting, stitching, pattern making, your foundation, handling with different materials, library, resource center. And when you talk about the right hand side of the building, which is more about technical skills on textile development, that is weaving, knitting, developing a fabric, print, and there are a lot of other things which is related to development of a material, a fabric. So you can see there's a diversification of fashion and textile and technology. Next slide, please. Quickly, we go to the ranking. As you all know that we are globally 74th ranked globally, and LPU stands also as per ATAL ranking category of university and deemed university, self-finance private technical, as number 3 in India. Let's talk about Times Higher Education is 200 universities globally, but definitely 74th and second in India. NIRF ranking, definitely LPU ranks among top 100. And when you talk about ZRU's ranking, we stand 11th best university as per the placement. Next slide. So as a student, as an aspirant in design, you should always know that even if you're catering to any college and university, you should always talk about and see first what kind of ranking or what kind of status or they have as per their competitors in the market. So LPU stands proudly globally now. It's a global scenario, and we as fashion department stand ranked 6th in best institute in India as per Outlook Eye Care ranking. And then we talk about best institute in India and Punjab, first in Punjab. Okay, next please. So these are all talking about rankings, you know, you see the parameters, and there are a lot of other things when you talk about vision. So definitely vision is focusing on mainly the keywords, which is focused on creativity, design thinking, design process, entrepreneurship, technology, marketing skills, and sustainable concerns. Correct? So the vision is all on these keywords. Then we talk about mission. Mission is all about to make you a leader in the industry. Definitely with entrepreneurship and entrepreneurial orientations, you can be one of the best in the industry who can take any kind of challenge in the market if you complete your design course program at LPU Fashion Department. Next, please. So we'll talk about the school core strength. What are the core strength of this department? Learning outcomes focused on 90% of your subjects are practical, which is done in the labs and in the industry. Definitely, there are live projects, there are internships, and there are also internships which is paid. So you can, when you're going to the internship, you are paid. And before you leave this university, 1 year ahead, you get a job in hand. So job placed, then you talk about paid internships, good packages is not an issue, not a question mark. The main part is how much you get involved with such kind of experience. We are talking about beautiful infrastructure. We talk about good labs, technical labs, a lot of expensive machines. So these are the experience that you need to have during your stay at LPU Fashion Department. We talk about practice on industry relevant technologies. So there are various technologies every day which is coming up. So you have to make sure that you take the maximum platform at LPU, because LPU is multidisciplinary. It's not just design. So what is the added advantage? The added advantage in this university is you can work with an engineer, you can work with pharmaceutical, you can work with management students, you can work with agriculture students. So you can see there's a lot of diversification in this university. And our students are working, because fashion is not just catered to cutting and stitching or making beautiful designs on paper. You need research lab. Suppose you need to create a beautiful fabric which is wrinkle free. So definitely you need to have brilliant labs where you can experiment. You need to do some sort of technology on your garments. So who's going to help you? The engineers are there. So definitely this multidisciplinary approach is one of the best area, is one of the core area in fact, if you compare with other colleges. And no colleges which is not interdisciplinary doesn't give you this kind of facilitations. So make sure that focus on strengthening foundation skills of drawing and sketching, illustration. These are the subjects. Photography, visual merchandising, creative thinking, how you think creatively. Problem solving is one of the core area, because industry and society has got a lot of issues and a lot of problems. Make sure that you can be one of the best designer if you really work on the problem solving areas. And that's what we develop our students based on that, because industry tomorrow is looking for a student who has got that practice and experience of solving a problem immediately and create a product based on that. Correct? On while you learn. So when you're in the university, you can always have your pocket money full, because there are a lot of opportunities, ample number of opportunities in the university where you can work as a part-time, and you can earn money. You can work as a photographer, you can work as a illustrator, you can work as a technical designer, you can work as a graphic designer, you can do anything. You can work as a content developer, right? You can write stories. So there are so many things which is happening in the university, and you can always take the advantage of this. Then mentoring from individual students. So the plus point is you always have a mentor from the first year itself, from the first semester, from the first day. So that's one of the specialization where you can have a mentor from the first day who is going to guide you as a friend, as a guide, as a faculty, as a parent, that you cannot be directionless, right? Active internships and placement support, definitely Mr. Rajat is there. Internship and placement, Rajat sir is going to speak about. And there's a huge number of industries that we are associated with. And you can have retail, you can have luxury, you can have export houses, you can have buying houses, and you say, and we are going to give you. Only thing is, you have to know what is your strength. If I don't know what is my strength, maybe there are 1,000 companies, but I don't know where to land myself. So make sure that if you're there at LPU, you should know what you are doing, which company you're looking for, and we have got every number of companies. Next slide, please. Okay, can I go to the programs? At the previous slide, yeah. So you can see we have got a lot of programs when we talk about fashion design. If you are after 10th, you can always join Diploma Fashion Design. There's an international credit transfer option also. So suppose you take in B Design 4 years, 2 + 2 option is there. 2 years you stay in university, 2 years you can opt for any country that we are associated with. We are associated with Australia, France, Italy, UK, USA, Russia. You name any country you would like to go for your 3rd and 4th year, you can opt for it. Now we talk about graduate programs, BSc 3 years, B Design 4 years. Lateral entry is always there in 2 years. Then we talk about dual degree program. Then we talk about postgraduates, which is MSc 2 years, M Design 2 years. MSc is more about production, manufacturing area. And M Design is more about research on designing. So this is the difference. And you can always go for a doctoral programs of 3 years. Next slide, please. Yes. So we were talking about the international trips that we have every year. We go to Paris. So this beautiful picture has been clicked by one of our students from Eiffel Tower. So you can see the beautiful Paris city, which is the capital of fashion. So students from fashion department is visiting Paris, Milan, which are the fashion capitals. They go there, they have their summer schools, they explore a lot of brands, a lot of industry. They are with almost 28 countries, students. So you can interact with different countries, because in Milan during summer, you can always see from different part of the globe, everyone comes to develop themselves. So this opportunity is one of the best opportunity where you can ever have in your life to go to the fashion capital. Next slide. So we talk about international collaborations. You can see we have got Italy, France, UK, Australia, USA. These are the few countries to name. And these are the best places for fashion. And this is how your dream should be. So our dream is to think big. And this is how our students are catering to all these big places for fashion and getting exposure with different brands. Our students are also going for internships and placements, live projects internationally also. So make sure that your dream should not be only to finish your program, but during your program, you should reach one of the country at least once in 4 years, or maybe 2 years or 3 years as per your duration of the program. Thank you. Next. So you can see our students. doing makeup, styling. See, you can see the batches, the crowds. These are with a lot of other countries, other colleges, Pearl, NIFT. So everyone is together and they're enjoying the summer schools with the maximum exposure. International models, international fashion styling, stylist, choreographer, they have beautiful labs. So you can always have the international platform from LPU fashion department, because this is one of the area that you have to learn. Next, please. And not just visiting, you can always have extra credits that you can earn from those colleges, and that can be an added advantage in your degree. So on the screen, you can always see that our students are having a certificate along with a credit which is transferred from there to LPU, and you can proudly say that yes, I have earned this number of credits when I was in the international platform. Yeah, next please. So you can see the collaboration we have with one of the most prestigious and the best colleges and universities of the globally. So you can see Domus Academy in Milan is one of the best for masters. NABA for UG is one of the best. Birmingham City University in UK. Then you talk about International Business School Washington. So you talk about Washington, you talk about management. You talk about McDonald's, you talk about Domino's, you talk about Subway, Burger King. All these big brands, all these chain stores are coming from USA. And definitely you can have the good understanding of management if you really go to US. So definitely focus that what exactly you need to do, whether in designing. Europe is one of the best in designing art and culture and music. If you want to learn management, definitely go for America and where you can understand management. Then we talk about Australia. Curtin University is one of the best. Why? Because not just studying, you can also settle there. So we have got 2+2 plus 3 years of extension of visa in Australia. After 5 years, you can always apply for a green card. So make sure that Australia is all about not just study, but stay also, and get a green card, get a citizen, and enjoy your life with a beautiful, a big job and a dream in your hand. Then we talk about Nottingham Trent University, UK. So all these platforms are definitely every college, every corner of the world, our students are getting exposed to. They're getting the best platform. Thank you. Next. International faculties, we have got Professor Maria from Germany, Professor Aftab from UK, Catherine from UK, Isabel from France. So all these faculties are guiding you continuously. You are in India, you get guided by them. You are abroad in France or UK or Germany, you are guided by them. So every time you are guided by international faculties along with the national faculties who are coming from premium institutes and colleges. Yeah, next slide. Consultancy projects we talk about, our faculty and students are always working with collaborative projects with NIFT and other colleges like Pearl. We always go for collaborative research projects. So this is where you see on the screen that faculties are working on Khadi, Gram, training programs with NIFT Raebareli. So these are the areas that they're focusing to develop the craft sector, where our faculty students are going there and exploring and helping the craft people to develop the design and also to do the marketing. And on the right hand side, you see it's the northeast area where, so pan India, if you see any area, there are more than 10,000 to 15,000 crafts in India, the main crafts. It might be more than that because India is known for textile and crafts. And craft has been one of the handcrafted luxury. So there's a lot of opportunities. Even if you see Indian designers, they're working on craft area only. Embroidery, zardozi, chicken curry, fulkari, all these are handcrafted luxury from India. And as a design student, if you know this potential, you can always grow your brand as per your own, expectations. And this is the uniqueness of India. So our faculty and students continuously doing research projects, documentation on these crafts, pan India. You can go from anywhere. Thank you. Next slide. We are talking about a lot of workshops which is happening inside the LPU. Definitely, we are working on dyeing and entrepreneurship opportunities. There are short-term, workshops. There are long-term workshops, internships, live projects. So every time it's a happening place, and you cannot sit just with classroom teaching. You have to get exposed to the maximum areas that you can within this 3 to 4 years. Next slide. Again, we talk about, we give the best of best platform for your fashion shows. When you're with your design collection, with your graduation project, we give you the best platform of Delhi Times Fashion Week with Ritu Berry, Narendra Kumar. There are a lot of other designers who are participating. The same platform, you get it. So, and you get exposed and you see how the students enjoying in Delhi Times Fashion Week. This year also, the date is on 22nd, 5:30 Sunday. All of you invited in Delhi, and you can see the show of our students. Next slide, please. We have got the best choreographer. You have got the best models, national models. You have got the best platform. You can see the garments, beautiful garments created by our students. Lot of exposure, different Indian diversity you can see, because we just not have Indian students. In your class at LPU, we have got almost 25% to 30% students who are from abroad, from different countries, Africa, Nepal, neighboring countries, South America, Middle East. So you can see there's a diversification, and you can get a global atmosphere when you see the Fashion Week at LPU. Next slide, please. And make sure that all these Fashion Weeks are happening in the capital of India. So you can visit, and you can always have an experience on 22nd of this month at 5:30 at Roseate. Next slide. Yes, then we talk about the thrust area. So the main focus you have to focus on is, what are the thrust areas to make your future down the line 5 years? Where you see yourself in down the line 5 years? Innovation and research, diversification of products, quality awareness. You have to know what is the quality of your product, growth, productivity, sustainable fashion. We talk about marketing and retail, then 3D and smart textile. All these areas you have to cover during this 4 years. Why? Because you need a job, you need to start your business, and you need to have a holistic idea as a designer who can be very confident to develop your brand. Next slide. So make sure it's not just design and design. Design, innovation, and technology. That's the future, not just design. And this is what our students are doing it. Every 6 months, we are sending our students at backstage of Lakme Fashion Week, because we are the member of FDCI as an institute, as a university. And definitely our students are having the best opportunity to work with 5 days, to work with more than 100 designers at Lakme Fashion Week or Amazon Fashion Week. So you can have this opportunity. If you're selected, you go there and you can have the certificate from Fashion Design Council of India. So this you get it almost 4 to 5 times during your 4 years career at LPU Fashion. Next slide. We talk about infrastructure. LPU is known for infrastructure, not just in India, but also globally. So you talk about Mac Lab, because if you're in the industry, you have to have a practice of using the machineries and equipments as per the expectation of industry. Beautiful audio-visual labs, photography studio. You have got resource center with best of best things in there, with Pantone shade cards, with a lot of other things, fabric swatches, with prototype samples. You have got our garment constructions labs. You have got resource centers. You have got dyeing and printing lab. So infrastructure wise, you will get the best of best infrastructure. Next slide, please. All the machineries. So you can see all these are industrial machineries which is used in industry. It is going to help you out. Why? Because industry is looking for students who are well equipped with understanding of such machines. You can see automatic 12 needle embroidery machines, how to handle it, how to operate it. You talk about steaming iron, you talk about tensile strength. To see the strength of your fabric, you have to weave the fabric, you have to dye the fabric, you have to check the color. So there are so many things. There are laser cutting machines. Everything is so happening in fashion world that you have everything under one roof. Yeah, next slide. So starting from the development of fabric to the final product, you can do everything at fashion department LPU. When we talk about students meeting Lakme Fashion Week designers, all these designers are there. You can meet them, you can talk to them, you can do an internship if your portfolio is very good. So we are dealing with David Abraham, Rahul Mishra, Rajesh Pratap Singh, talk about Vandana Tiwari, we talk about Anurag Gupta. All these are top level designers and you can interact with them when you're going over there for 5 days. So it's a big exposure for all our students. You can see it's not just only designing at LPU, but our students are always with some sort of activities in a semester. Next slide. We talk about world skills, we talk about a lot of other competitions. So there are always things which are happening. So you can see the students always with international, national level people, with celebrities, with designers. You need to have an exposure. Without exposure, your education is just half of it. Yeah, next slide, please. We talk about World Skills Shanghai, so you participate. So there are a lot of things which is happening. Now, the career path. Students' career path is we talk about corporate, government, higher studies, research, entrepreneurship, study abroad, and other things that you have planned. So as per this, you can plan your career for future, where you can stand and say that, yes, I am looking for government job. So fine, you prepare yourself for government job, and we are there for you. We are working on research, we are working on entrepreneurship, if you would like to go for a study abroad. So every opportunity is there at LPU. You name it and you get it. Thank you. Next slide. There are more than 100 companies that our students are catering to, not just in India, India and abroad. So I think I'll give this platform to Mr. Rajat Bhattacharya. He can give you a good idea about the placement, brands, and what we are doing internationally for paid internships also. So it's a very interesting platform and you would love it. Mr. Rajat, please.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. Well, students, our dean has given you a very precise brief about what our fashion school is all about at LPU. And let me tell you that, it's very interesting to know that we have over 150 companies that we are tied up with, who are our partners in every sense of the word, and not only in India, also abroad. And abroad means our neighboring countries, which are like Bangladesh, which is already hitting $49 billion in ready-made garments. Then we have opportunities in Malaysia, we have opportunities in Indonesia, the Far East, Vietnam, and also the Middle East happens to be an important area. We work with the top companies. These companies are all mostly 1,000 crores and 1,500 crores plus. And a lot of our students are already been doing their internship programs. This summer, June and July, most of our students will be engaged. They don't want to waste their time and go home on a holiday, because basically between the 2 semesters, 2 months is a holiday. But they are all keen to go and get experience from the industry. And therefore, we are sending the entire lot of them to the industry to go and get hands-on knowledge about how the industry works, and then come back, study again for another semester, and then finally they go back for a paid internship. Now, most of these companies work where the international brands are, you name it, and they are there. They work, the students get the chance to work very closely with international designers. They understand a lot about different kinds of fabrics that are used, what sourcing is about, what merchandising is about, because fashion is not just creating styles. Fashion is also managing a complete business. And at LPU, from the very start, we teach all our students every core area, every core discipline of this business, so that once you are there, once you've completed your course, you will be able to do tremendously well. Now, for instance, Dean sir mentioned that interesting area where our international students are going. The international students, for instance, who are going to Bangladesh and doing their internship, get almost 4 to 5 lakhs even during their internship program. And when they get confirmed, they actually earn quite a lot in the dollar frame. So the salaries are very, very high once you are able to crack that business. Even otherwise, the kind of companies that we are tied up with in India, it do not look at just the starting point when you go in for an internship or you go in for a new job, but it's the size of the companies that give you a huge career path which will take you to the top. And you know, most of the students that are working in these companies, in 5 years time, we will see them growing like everybody else in any industry and will be somewhere at the top because they have had the unique opportunity of being taught everything in our labs, unique opportunity of being handled by not only our own faculty but by international faculty, and then giving them loads and loads of experience by sending them to the industry to understand how hands-on job must be done. And that is the core and the most important area that, you know, we thrive on. If we start speaking about brands, you name it, and these companies are working with it. Not only are they working with brands like Harbani Exchange and Tommy Hilfiger or a Zara or a Coach, but they are also some of these companies who are working with world-class brands where they are all even luxury brands. And quite a few of our students have been exposed to that by working with companies like Corneliani. They go to Collective, they go to Coach, and these are all really not just medium-sized brands, but are into the luxury brands of the world. And the opportunity for everyone is there. It's just you who have to be serious, and you'll be guided. And then once you have learned what you are doing here, you will have all these opportunities to go and work for these multi-million-dollar companies. The other good thing is that what we do is we profile all our students. Not only profile our students so that we understand what your passion for work is, what exactly do you want to do? Do you only want to become a fashion designer, or do you want to become a fashion coordinator or a fashionista, or do you want to work in merchandising or do fashion management? And accordingly, we choose the companies where we need to send to you. Right now, even from our first and second year students who are there, we are profiling each one of them so that at the end of, before the end of this term, we will be in a position to understand exactly what the aptitude of each student is and which companies are going to be suitable for them. This is an extremely important criteria in our placement situation. And then we groom our students, because please understand that soft skills and communications are the two biggest factors that you need in any job today. And that is something which we coach each and every student of ours, so that tomorrow when you go to the industry, you are confident, you have that complete sense to be able to look smart, be smart, and talk smart. So that is the mantra that we give to all our students. And we do hope that you will sooner or later take this up as a career. It's a great career, and it's a very exciting career that you can think of. And that is why all our students are doing so well. When it comes to placements, we have almost 100% placement record. None of our students are left behind, and they are all happily working with some of the best companies, some of the best exporters, some of the best manufacturers, brands, and also designers when it comes to it. So if there are any questions to be asked, I think we should give them some time.
Mr. Bhaskar Mitra and Mr. Bhattacharya, it was wonderful watching you talking on all the aspects of fashion and what is the scope in the industry. I do have various questions coming up from the attendees. I can see few of the attendees in front of me. I can see Amrita Kumari, I can see Aival, Kevinzo, I can see Namrata over there, and I request Sneha, Ritika, everybody to put up the question. And there is lots and lots of wisdom in front of you. They have lots of things to be shared with you. Now it's an opportunity for you to talk to the experts directly. Once you raise your hand through the interface, I'll be connecting you all one by one rather to Mr. Bhaskar and Mr. Bhattacharya. They'll be taking up your queries personally, definitely. And I request you to raise the hands or put up your queries in the Q&A box that's available in front of you. We'll be happy taking up your queries, right? I'll be waiting up for your raising of the hands. Till then, I do see few of the queries that are coming in front of me quickly. I'll be happy to have quick answers from both the experts. Sir, Shruti wants to know what skill sets uh, will help me standing out of the crowd other than academics.
Very good.
First it goes to Mr. Bhaskar.
I'll give this opportunity to Mr. Rajat Bhattacharya, because when we talk about skills, so skills definitely we are talking. Brilliant questions. Thank you for this question. This is one of the best questions that we had, and I think Mr. Rajat can explain that the skills we are talking about based on industry need. There are so many skills at this stage, and when they go out after 4 years, the market will change. The market is changing every day. So Rajat sir, if you can please focus on the skills that you're focusing down the line 5 years or 10 years.
Absolutely. So the major skills today that you need to know is, firstly, our communication has to be very, very strong. You know that as per Dr. Meherbian's theory, only 7% is what we speak as a language. 35% is the tonal quality, and the rest, 55%, is the body language. So that skill is something that we need to all develop, and that is exactly what we do with our students. It's also very important to know that today's world is becoming highly dynamic, and it's a digital world. In future, please remember that more and more digitization will always happen. Therefore, those are skill sets which not only we teach, but as an individual you must also pick up in the long run, because that is what will give you success in the industry in any form. So these two are probably the two main skill sets that you need to develop, at least.
Sir, it was really, really insightful. Now I move on quickly to the next question that we have. Vinay wants to know, other than campus placement, what is the best way to approach the industry? Ms. Master, would you like to take up this?
Yeah, because all these are related to industry, so we can answer together. So this is also a good question, because apart from placement, you can have your own startup. So you can always plan that, suppose you have got existing business as a family business, you can grow that business. And if you would like to really start up with your own ideas, you can always start up in a small area, because LPU is meant for it. And LPU is not only just supporting you with the startup, but also we also look for funding agencies, people who can fund your business, who can fund your good ideas. So definitely, if you've got a great idea, you can start up a business, because once upon a time in India, we were saying there was a job wave. Right now, it's the startup wave, make in India. So definitely, you've got a lot of big opportunity in future, because we have got one of the best prime minister, and under his leadership, you can always have a startup in your mind. Next is, suppose you don't want to go for a startup and jobs, definitely you would like to develop yourself in terms of expecting a bigger or a big dream job. You need to go abroad, you need to have higher skills, you need to have something which is not available in India. For that also, we have got the biggest platform. We have got more than 200 universities connected globally. You can land to any country of the world. You can have your research, you can have your scholarships, you can try from the first year itself, land to that country, do your higher studies, and you can get your dream job there also. So you can see opportunities are everywhere. If you would like to work as a stylist, you would like to work as a designer, and you would like to work on luxury segments, because luxury, which is going to be there in India, because this is one of the third most biggest market of the world after US and China. So definitely when you see luxury brands, you would like to cater not just in designing, but management and marketing, as Mr. Rajat has shared. So definitely you can have one of the best job and highest paid, because in luxury, if you enter, your package is not less than 80,000 to 1 lakh minimum, along with the other sparks and other things. So luxury brands you can always cater to. Retail is one of the biggest sector in India, and there are number of jobs unlimited. So you can always think of digital media, social media marketing. You can talk about management, you talk about design, you talk about theater costumes, working with Bollywood, you are talking about working with Hollywood. So it all depends on how you enter this world and what is your specializations, what is your skills. That was the first question, that what is your strength. I would like to understand from Mr. Rajat also. Sir, if you can share few words.
Sure. Yes, like our Dean just now told you, it's very, very right that today the retail market is a burgeoning market. Please remember that I think your generation is going to be the luckiest generation that India will ever have, because India generally has a very young population, and where the rest of the world is actually aging at a much faster pace, including China, which is currently one of the largest business areas or retail markets. And today, in the next 7 to 10 years, we are seeing that every possible brand in the world is wanting to come desperately to India, because this is where they will be able to do maximum amount of business. So I see that for you, your generation, you have far more opportunities than anybody else who will ever have. And like sir rightly said, business opportunities are there by the dozen. It's not there was a time when only banks used to lend money. Today you have very young people. Most of the startup companies are being run and developed and doing phenomenally well by people who are not even 25 yet, and they are being supported by not only angel investors but international investors, because they believe in this country. And the belief in this country to do well is again thanks to the way that the government has shaped everything over the last 10, 12 years and is continuing to do it. So it's a great opportunity, a great platform for all of you who want to dream to become entrepreneurs. And at LPU, actually, we promote that on a regular basis. We regularly have people from not only the Indian businesses, but even international entrepreneurs who come and speak to our students. Our professors, our teachers, our doctorates here are all doing research and doctorates on these kind of subjects, and they actually encourage a lot of the entrepreneurs. And even within the college campus, the university campus, we have a lot of entrepreneurial work going on. And it's, it seemed to be believed, but once you're here, you will realize what I'm talking about.
Wonderful, wonderful. Thank you so much for an elaborate one. Thank you so much. And quickly we move on to Dr. Kavisha to present her content over here, which will talk about the scholarship, a little bit of infrastructure, and the eligibility part. Over to you, Dr. Kavisha.
Thank you so much, sir. A very good afternoon to you all. Let me take you to the exotic journey of lovely professional university. LPU breaks the record. 13 LPU students were participating in Tokyo Olympics 2020, and you'll be glad to know out of 13, 12 got laurels to our country. If I talk about the rankings, if I'm talking about the World University Ranking 2022, ranks LPU 36 among top universities of India. It is a proud moment of India that LPU makes it to the second in rank in India from the impact rankings of 2021 as per the higher education impact ranking. If I talk about the innovation cell, LPU ranked third in the rank in India, that is the other ranking of institutions on innovation and achievements. Now, that's very important that you're going to spend your next 4 years into the campus, how your campus looks like, and what are the exposures that will be offered to you all. If I'm talking about the campus life, 106th Indian Science Congress was held in lovely Professional University and was inaugurated by none other than our Honorable PM of India, Shri Narendra Modi ji. We have a lot of all eminent personalities that are part of lovely professional universities. If I talk about Dalai Lama, if I talk about the various eminent personalities, late Shri Pranab Mukherjee ji, talking about the late Shri Arun Jaitley ji, who have actually done the startup school, inaugurated our LPU startup school. Then we do have the eminent personalities, maybe that is the Gopal Das ji giving value information about the life to my students. It may be the Shah Rukh Khan from real life to real life heroes, MS Dhoni. Then we have the you name a celebrity and it was part of our university. Then this has a world-class best infrastructure. Look at this eminent architecture. Don't you think it is amazing? Let's peep inside this building. This auditorium, which has a capacity of 2,500 students, is built under that eminent architecture. Than the previous one, it is an open-air theater that we call all the nukkad nataks, all the big gatherings will be taking place here. And then we have a closed auditorium that is of capacity of 2,500 students. This is the heart of our university, our uni hall. All the basic amenities of the life are available here. And this is a fully air-conditioned. I'll talk about the library. All the books, you name a book, and we have it in our library, which is open 24 hours. I'll say completely. Then for your layer activities, we have the bowling, we have the gym, because health is very important. For maintaining your health, we'll say we have the hospital, a well-equipped hospital is available. You will say the health is very important, so we have a 24 hours hospital available with us. You name a sport and we have it in our campus. It may be the swimming, it may be the badminton, the shooting range, and look at this exotic view of lovely professional university. LPU shining in the light of moon and stars. Now, not taking much of your time, I'll be actually telling you how you can go with the process. So my screen is visible. So what you need to do initially, you need to log in into lpu.in. I'll just do it for you again. lpu.in, right? So there'll be the page that will be displayed to you, and you need to click on the process. I'll be telling you from the initially how you're going to proceed with the process, right? You don't have to write down www.lpu.in. You can simply write down lpu.in and it will be working on it. I think it is taking some time, so we'll just wait for a minute. And apart from that, I'll tell you, even in the university, you can do a 360-degree tour of the university it is available in our website, right? So first and the foremost thing, we'll be going with the admissions. Like we have the B design, it is an undergraduate program. We'll be going here for the regular programs, right? After that, you have a lot of options that will be available to you. I'll be showing you all the options. You can select as you're going for the fashion. You'll be selecting the fashion. In that fashion, there'll be 3 programs that will be visible to you, right? One is the BSc, another is the B design, and then we have 2+2 also program. So you can select the program according to your what wish you have. So normally, let's go. Let me explore you. This is the fashion design. I'll click on this. Then there are the 3 programs that are visible. It is the B design fashion. This is a 3 years program, 6 semesters. Then we have the B design fashion, 4 years, 8 semesters. Then we have the B design fashion. It is an international credit transfer. 2 years you are here and 2 years you are in the abroad. Let's go and get into the deep inside about the B design fashion. That is a 4 years, 8 semester. You can go through the eligibility criteria for this program. It is mentioned here very clearly. It is the pass with 50% aggregate marks in a 10+2 with English. That means English should be part of your curriculum and it's a compulsory subject or equivalent. Subject to qualify LPU Nest or USEET or undergraduate NIFT entrance exam or undergraduate NID TAT. If I talk about LPU Nest, that is Lovely Professional University National Eligibility and Scholarship Test. For this particular program, this test is compulsory. First of all, you need to appear in this test. And there are a lot of benefits for that. I'll be vouching on that. You'll be saving a lot of money if you appear for this test. This test is compulsory for this particular program. If you want to be exempted from this test, there should be other tests that you should have been performed, right? Now, let's go to the scholarship part. We are offering youth scholarship in this particular program. So if I talk about from the minimum scholarship that could be offered to you is 30%, to the maximum is the 50%. Now, how you can avail this 50% scholarship? We are giving you various options that you can get the maximum of the 30% scholarship. If I talk about, we are considering right now 3 options. One is your class 10th marks. Another one is if your 12th result is already out. If your 12th result is not out, then you have another option, that is if you have given your yearly, term 1 or semester 1. If you have above 95% marks in your 10th or in your class 12, you'll be eligible for 50% scholarship. And the fee is 1,20,000 per semester, but imagine you will be only paying 60,000 per semester. One thing very important, once we initiate your scholarship, it will be applicable for 8 semesters, complete 4 years. We never revoke the scholarship. And we never say that, okay, scholarship is applicable for first year and it won't be applicable for the second year. So it will be browsing. So even we do give you the chance to increase your scholarship. Suppose you're lying in the bracket of 30%. If you have 80 to 89.9% marks in your class 10 or in your class 12, you want to avail more scholarship, you have that option, that is LPU Nest. If you're giving the LPU Nest, if you fall into the category 1 cutoff, you will be automatically eligible for 50% scholarship. Whichever scholarship will be the best, we'll provide you out of them one, right? So very easy. And another, if you want to go with the highlights, if you want any information regarding that, it is all applicable and available here, right? It's the scholarship based on the LPU Nest, also given in the details here. If we talk about the cutoff 1, cutoff 2, cutoff 3, and what are the UC, NFT, what are the various cutoffs for these exams, right? So how you're going to apply for this exam, you just have to click on here. I'll explore you guys. Apply now, right? You need to enter your name, your email address, select your mobile number, and OTP will be sent to you, and you will be able to register. And then you can select your date when you can give your exam. It is a remotely proctored exam. Your result will be displayed within the 3 days, and then you can proceed with the admission, right? If you have any queries related to the admission, I'll love to answer that. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Dr. Kavisha. It was really, really quick and very, very informative. Thank you so much. And I would like Dr. Kavisha to take up a little bit of upcoming webinar page, give a demo of that. If you move on to admissions.
Yes, sir.
So you see on the left side, there is Edu-Fair,
yes,
webinars. Yeah, this page. So from here, you can see all the upcoming webinars that are lined up for you for this month. Yeah. So along with the like discipline-wise webinars, you can register over here by clicking over here, or you can click onto the scan QR code over there. Ma'am, can you click over there for me? Any of the webinar, you see scan QR code in the tile.
It's mentioned here.
Yeah, click. Please click. You'll see the QR code, scan it, you will get the registration form right there onto your mobiles, and you can fill it up and be a part of the informative sessions. And you can see a few of the past webinars as well from this particular page.
Yeah, here
if you close this QR code first. Yeah.
These are the past
webinars. Yeah. So the recordings of these are available over here. You can go through this recordings as well. Thank you so much, madam. Quickly, we are just on the verge of signing off, and before that, I would like to take up one question which is in continuation with the previous the answers given by Mr. Bhattacharya. Mr. Bhattacharya, I would like you to be really quick on that. The student wants to know, you talked about the communication and the body language. that's required. So in that scenario, how does the LPU curriculum take care of these requirements?
Lovely, very good. Good observation and great question. What we do is we not only have special classes where English is upgraded and taught in the junior years, but we have now also started a communication course which is specially directed at this by our experts, and we take great care in individually working with each and every student to develop their skill set, to develop their communication, to develop their presentation, because today you must realize that everything depends on packaging. And I always take this small example of what a Maggi was to a Kisan sauce. Kisan was the best selling product that we ever had as a tomato sauce, which I think our generation and the generation after us grew up on. And then came Maggi with their different complete packaging systems and their different variety of products, and they completely wiped out Kisan from the market. And that's what we are looking at today. We are also a product. Every one of us are a product who has to go into the market and market ourselves. So therefore, it is very important that we are able to communicate well, we are able to speak well, we are able to present ourselves well. You know, that's why I go back to that 3-letter word where it says speak well, dress well, and communicate well. It's extremely important for everybody, and that is why we say this is important to us.
That was really, really very nice and superb answer. With that, I come to the end of this webinar, and I would like to say during the exclusive webinar on fashion as career, attendees heard from Professor Bhaskar, Mr. Rajat, Dr. Kavisha as on how to have a successful career in this field. Your years of research, your depth of understanding the topic, and your ability to present the topic in such an interesting way produced one of the most wonderful afternoons for all the attendees of this session. On behalf of all the attendees, I would like to thank you for your insightful presentations. Hopefully the attendees also found this webinar to be valuable and will be able to utilize the information provided by you all to help take a better decision regarding their admissions. I'm obliged and once again thankful to Mr. Bhaskar, Mr. Bhattacharya, and Dr. Kavisha for strengthening this platform. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you.